Okay, here we go. Do I slap it?
No.
No, you
Great.
tap it and you rub it, and then you...
Wow, that's great.
Your hand smells like peanut butter.
That's because I had some.
Gross. Hey guys! Welcome to the debut of a Doctor Who show on the SourceFedNERD channel. That's right, it's the TV show all about Season 8 of Doctor Who, the Capaldi season. I'm excited. I'm Steve Zaragoza.
I'm Matt Lieberman.
I'm Sam Basher.
Yay! Guys, you have asked for literally decades for us to talk about Doctor Who on this channel.
Since 1963.
Yeah,
Wow.
and so we are excited to finally bring it to you. Last night was the first episode of the new season titled what? What was it called?
Deep Breath.
Deep Breath.
Directed by Ben Wheatley, written by Stephen Moffat.
Now, we're gonna. I want to get into some of the gripes and the likes because
Yeah.
it wasn't like the best episode.
No.
No, it was not.
It was also not the worst episode.
No.
But I would argue that it's the worst regeneration episode we've had.
It was a weird way to start out a new Doctor.
And
Yeah,
it's 85 minutes long,
Personally-
which they could have cut 25 minutes out easy.
I don't know how I felt about because every time the Doctor regenerates, at least since Eccleston for me,
Right.
you kind of get this sort of dementia happening with the new Doctors, and they kind of they're weird and
Yeah.
Matt Smith wanted fish custard and shit. And,
Yeah.
remember there was all this weird stuff happening with each Doctor, but for some reason with Capaldi, all I feel like is I'm just watching an old man lose his mind.
I was saying that. I said it
what
on
he was
Twitter.
saying. I
It was-
couldn't understand it.
It was
really
like Alzheimer's. It was like all the lines felt weird coming out of his mouth. Until we got to the Italian restaurant, everything he said just felt strange. Like he'd gotten this script and was like, "What is this shit?"
Yeah.
And
Especially when he's up on the roof in his nightgown, and he's just
talking
he's
T-Rex.
it was like I'm just watching an old man with dementia lose his mind.
not that I'm flirting, by the way.
Yeah,
to
but
the
I-
dinosaur.
But I loved a lot of the little lines he had, like I need a big long scarf, and he's like, "No, I've already
No,
done that."
never does. It looks
Yeah.
stupid.
Sometimes I miss Amy. I was like, oh.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
no, legs.
Times like this, I miss Amy. I'm
Yeah.
like, ooh, cutting deep.
But I like he calls her legs or something. Like he
He calls her handles after handles the
But no, but he said legs too. He said
When he's
legs.
talking about Amy?
Yeah.
I missed
No,
that part. I know the handles part that you're talking about.
Right, he
Oh, wait, he
said
calls
legs.
Clara
To you.
legs?
No, he called Amy legs.
Because she was so tall.
Yeah, and
Remember?
she had come on those legs, those
Legs.
gams.
Those gams.
But yeah, I mean, so let's talk about Capaldi really quick because this is our introduction to Capaldi, and it's a slow burn. And it's funny because to me, the whole episode seemed like it was for the people that aren't ready for Capaldi. I feel like the whole the entire episode was about young fans getting used to an old Doctor right off the bat.
Well, there's a nice bit of meta commentary in that scene between Madame Vastra and Clara, where she's like, "You aren't." He's not a different person. He's the same guy, and she's like, "But he's not. He looks different. He's changed. How do we change him back?" And it's like, you can't change him back. He's still the same person. Who did you think he was? Like, you thought he was going to be your boyfriend or something? Like, you could flirt with him?
And she's like, you're chasing around a young man and all that kind of stuff.
And
it's
Clara, she says, "Oh, I wasn't
Yeah.
flirting with him." She's like, "You're right. He was flirting with you." And it's kind of like this commentary on the franchise as a whole, courting young female viewers mostly, with these young Doctors and saying it wasn't going to happen forever, but it's still the same guy. You gotta learn to love him.
That's an interesting turn. I
It
like
was
what
an
they did with
interesting
that.
turn.
Yeah.
And I kind of liked how she was saying that he put on a face for acceptance. Like he put like when almost saying, at least to me, saying when he was, maybe not when he was Eccleston, but when he was Tennant and when he was Matt Smith, he was almost like trying to become accepted. He was trying to be accepted by more people.
Yeah, no, there was an interesting point someone made, was that in the very first Doctor, he looks really old.
Yeah,
Really old. And they
William Hartnell.
progressively started to get a little bit younger. A little bit. Sometimes they would jump in age.
Right.
But it was always a young man pretending to be an old man so he could be respected. But when he got to the age of 2,000 years old, he wanted to feel young again because he's like, I'm still able to go on these adventures and save
just to be
everybody.
clear,
Yeah.
it was when he was still about 1,160 years old.
Sorry, but he's still over
And
a
then
millennium.
he is now
Yeah.
2,000 years old.
He's now 2,000 years old. But it was an interesting point that now he's kind of accepting it, or maybe whatever force is choosing his face.
Oh, wait a minute. No, that's my bad. He was still in his 900s. He wasn't even 1,000 years old.
When Tennant.
When he turned into Matt Smith, he still wasn't even 1,000 years old, because between season 5 and season 6, he ages up about 200 years.
Huh.
We definitely have this thing where it's like, it seemed like a meta script to me. It was like speaking to the fans directly, saying, you know, get used to it. We've got an older Doctor now. He's not gonna be this pretty young guy that you're gonna like hang a poster of on your wall and like Tiger beat the shit out of it.
But it's also, it really is Clara's episode. Like, as much as it is like us getting used to Capaldi, it's supposed to be, you know, she's taken aback. She doesn't know how to handle this new person, similar to how Rose reacted when Eccleston turned into Tennant.
Right.
But the problem is, we're so not invested in Clara that it's fucking boring to watch her struggle with it.
That's the thing, because this is the first time we've really gotten a juicy Clara episode. Like, before all of this, it seems like she's just along for the ride, more so than any other companion.
It's because they've given her nothing active to do. Her whole role was to be a mystery for the Doctor to solve, which gives her nothing interesting to play.
And that was it,
And now I'm interested to see how they tie her in. And I kind of want them to explore where his faces come from, because he kept bringing that up over and over.
Yeah, he said, I'd seen the face
He's like,
before.
where have I seen this face? Because there's also, in the older series, one of the Doctors who played a different character.
Yeah,
Regenerations.
It was some volcano episode,
well,
right?
Capaldi played in season 4 in The Fires of Pompeii. Peter Capaldi played a character. He was also in Torchwood as an entirely different character. So the question is that just a one-time reference for the people who are picking up on it, or does that mean that we're going to see more of it? Now, Peter Capaldi, in a couple of interviews, he was very coy about this, saying, like, you know, like, I don't know. It's something that does get addressed and maybe could be something a bit more dramatic. We don't know for sure that those people that we met were actually those people. And I'm wondering, you guys are aware of what the Valyard is, or no?
Yes.
Which one's that?
All right, okay. So, to those of you who don't know, and for you, Steve, so when Colin Baker was the Doctor, the 6th Doctor, there was a series called Trial of a Time Lord, which is basically the Doctor gets framed for this heinous crime, and the Time Lords are putting him on trial, and it turns out it's this evil Doctor that is supposed to be the 12th Doctor, who has turned on the Doctor and is basically harassing his old regenerations. And so it's been canon for a long time that the 12th Doctor is evil. But here's the question: because the War Doctor technically is the 11th Doctor, or technically is the 9th Doctor, that would make Matt Smith the Valyard, which doesn't make any fucking sense.
No. So it just sounds like they're kind of like loosely, they're just messing.
They're either completely ignoring it, or Capaldi's Doctor is this Valyard, is this dark Doctor.
We've got a lot of paradoxical things going on, especially with like everything, like a lot of stuff River Song said about future versions of the Doctor and all these things. I mean, look, I think that we really do want there to be this rich, complete, canon, magic, huge history of the Doctor.
That's
but at this point, it's impossible.
To do.
Right.
It's just impossible.
Well, no, it was possible before Stephen Moffat took over.
I don't know if that's true. When you deal with time travel in any way, and you've got, I mean, it's just really difficult. I feel like enjoy the series for what it is, and any of the things, that kind of like all the Gallifrey stuff that seems to be a through line throughout all the Doctors. Let's hang on to that as much as we can. I don't know what they're gonna do with River. I don't know what they're gonna do with...
River's gone. She said goodbye.
I mean, I guess,
but she still has so much of her life left. They're gonna throw in there maybe one time.
They have to, and there's gotta be some kind of Rose stuff. All right, it doesn't matter. So let's talk a little bit about the story, just super fast.
Yeah.
Not the best story in an episode.
No.
The T-Rex thing was just kind of like,
I like the T-Rex.
I mean, whatever.
But then you bring in a T-Rex just to burn it.
Just
burn the poor girl.
Yeah.
She was alone. I love when the Doctor was in his sleep, translating what the dinosaur was saying. It was very poetic.
Yeah, I mean, and just the robot stuff was cool.
Yes.
Like the robot.
And it's great to have that callback to the girl in the fireplace and to bring back
Was
those...
that a Stephen Moffat episode?
Yes, it was.
Oh, that's fine.
very cool.
Yeah.
That was one of my favorite villains.
It's one of my favorite episodes of his. And it was very cool to bring them back and to connect that. The Doctor the whole time is saying, like, I've seen this before,
Right.
and when he finally connects it, I'm like, awesome.
And then we've got the fun joke of, is there a children's menu? Do you have a kids menu?
We do have a children's menu.
We do have a children's.
And then, Clara holding her breath for an ungodly amount of time.
Which was, she got a couple of great sequences.
She did, but I hate in TV shows when
When
they
they
have holding
do-
them, just like, can you
because it's like,
breathe,
what's
please?
happening? Yeah, this is frustrating. And also, I don't know if you guys, like, I might get a little bit of shit for this, but how many fucking times did we need to be reminded of the lesbian couple? That they were lesbians the entire like,
people are
my wife over here, wink, wink.
Well, that's the thing. People are divided on it because some people are like, it's great that we have this very prominent, aggressive and like strong lesbian couple that loves each other. But do we have to keep reminding? We know that they're lesbians.
So
Why do we
awful.
keep saying?
It's so awful.
But I don't know.
Because it's like it was like. You already got it in the beginning of the fucking episode
We're
when
happy
she
to see them
whispers
together.
into her ear,
Yeah.
and it's like, oh, they've got this thing going on. Then she says, "We're married" once, and it's like, okay, fine, we get it. And then later on, it's like 6 more times.
It's like, are you
when
flirting with her?
Yeah, and it's like,
No,
married. And then she's like, remember when she thinks she's painting her?
Right.
And then she's like, we're already married, and it's like, stop it, stop. It's like when the vegan person is hanging out at the party, and you know they're vegan because they keep telling you they're fucking
double check
vegan.
this dip is vegan.
It's
right?
vegan,
It's
yes.
vegan.
Okay.
But I can't understand why.
Because I can't eat meat.
Okay, you're vegan.
There are no
Jesus.
eggs in it though.
We get it. There's
And
no
this
eggs.
cheese is day of cheese.
There's no eggs. You know what's not vegan is my fist, and it's about to go into your mouth.
Oh, you can't put that in my mouth. I'm vegan.
So episode is just slightly whatever. The Doctor murdering a robot.
Okay, wait.
he?
That is an important question. I think it's a key question for the whole tone of his Doctor and of this season. I think
Sure.
it's the theme of the season is he a good man? Is he capable of murder? Because like last season, the Doctor let people die. He let Solomon die. He didn't kill him, and that was like, but a lot of people felt that he did, and that was a big betrayal
spaceship
of the
with the
character.
dinosaurs and stuff?
Yeah. But is he outright a murderer, which is something the Doctor has never been?
Well, he did. Remember this Christmas episode with the spiders?
Okay.
He did murder all those aliens.
But there's a difference between spiders who are going to destroy the entire planet and robots who are just picking apart people in a small area.
I mean, but they were trying to assimilate more. Like they wanted to spread their. Who knows? He was an evil guy.
I don't know. They're just
right,
Look,
weird
here's
robot
my
humans.
thought.
I didn't get it.
Here's my thought. We've got
do you think he killed?
We've got an older Doctor. We've got a grittier Doctor. We're finally kind of getting this visual representation of his age in theory, in his mind, in his heart, how old he actually is, which
Over
I think
2000.
it's already going to kind of skew this into a more adult tone. Which
would be interesting.
Which would be very interesting, because I felt like...
But it's a more adult tone with fucking cartoon sound effects when he gets...
Oh my God,
that
go to
was so
sleep.
That
annoying.
was the worst thing that has
thing
ever
in
happened
years.
at
When they
worst.
threw the newspaper at the window, when he threw
I
it,
could not believe. I was like, what just fucking happened?
And I'm like,
not-
Ben Wheatley is a good director. Like,
Yeah.
his movies, like Sightseers and Kill List, are
I don't know,
awesome
man.
movies.
I don't know. That wacky
And
shit is not gonna
I'm
fly
like,
for me.
where did this
and
come
also,
from?
I gotta say, man, I might get a lot of shit for this too, but I love my Eccleston. I love my Tennant. As soon as we get into Matt Smith, I feel like we go way too into a
Fantasy?
not just fantasy,
Well,
but more of a lighter. Everything got lighter for me.
I
But
disagree.
not as far as like story goes, but as far as like tone goes.
You mean in terms of like how they write the show
it was just,
dialogue?
it seemed a little wackier to me. It seemed
Yeah.
a little jokier. It seemed a little more
Well, it shifted.
broader. It seemed.
It shifted from camp to broad comedy. I
Yeah.
would say.
Right.
Because like Russell T Davies, you know, like his background, queer as folk. His thing is just very campy, kind of like in the same style as the old show. Moffat's style of humor, it works until it doesn't. and it hasn't worked for about 2 years.
Yeah. Oh, sad.
Aww.
Well, okay, so I think the idea here is we're just starting on this ride.
Right.
Yeah.
Capaldi is I mean, it's not fair to even say what our thoughts on Capaldi are in the sense that we need to see him grow more.
It
as a
didn't
character,
feel. I'll just stand by it that I didn't feel that this was a strong entrance for Capaldi.
I don't think
at
so
all,
either.
whatsoever. Matt Smith
Right.
saved the world.
Yeah, 11th Hour is one of my
Everyone saved
favorite
the world.
episodes. Yeah.
Maybe I don't remember Eccleston. I can't remember Eccleston's
Eccleston's first episode is Rose when he saves
mannequins.
London from
Yeah,
the
the
Nestian
mannequins.
consciousness.
Again, not a very strong entrance to
No,
the show.
not at
either.
all, not at all.
This could have been really powerful, and they released it into theaters, and they kind of let me down.
Well,
and
yeah.
I mean, you guys fucking
The
know I'm
only-
a huge Who
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
this, I was kind of bummed.
I
No, I was
know.
kind of bummed too.
Yeah.
I wanted it bigger. I mean, for all the waiting and for all the hype, it just seemed
A world tour? for
Yeah, it seemed
this?
like it was a slight letdown, but I'm
Yeah.
okay with it because it's just the first episode. We're just digging in. And you know what? I kind of have to agree with what you said, this being the weakest of the regeneration
Yes.
episodes.
Yeah, but
It
it's
really
also,
is.
but
It
it's
really
not
is.
the worst a season opener we've ever had. I mean, honestly, that honor goes to either Smith and Jones or to Asylum of the Daleks, which fucking sucked.
Oh.
You didn't like that?
I was
Wait, I
so
like that.
disappointed.
With Clara?
Okay,
When you first
no, no,
introduced Clara?
Asylum of the Daleks, and we're
That was a
getting
great
off topic,
episode.
but I need to fucking rant
Yeah.
about this for a second.
Uh-huh.
You have all the potential in the goddamn world, okay? Every type of Dalek that has ever been on screen, ever. The Doctor heading into the most dangerous place in the entire universe, and he like barely does anything. You barely see any of the old Daleks. Like, it's the most boring, hackneyed version of that story
I
you could
love
have
that.
had.
No,
I'll disagree. I very much love that.
In fact,
Yeah.
that's one of the episodes that stuck with me from past.
God, no.
From yeah.
Okay,
That
because last
episode needed
Yeah.
like another $1 million.
I mean,
Last
dude,
season-
Souffle Girl.
Yeah, no,
all that
last
stuff.
season when they had Clara's storyline of the Impossible Girl, for me, was really weak. Was super weak. I was
thought so,
bored
too.
the
I thought so,
entire
too.
time. And when they revealed what she was, it was like,
Oh,
But
okay,
I mean,
Clara,
so this is the most boring version of
Yeah.
this possible?
yeah, thank you guys. I mean, whatever.
I mean, all right. So we could go on and on and on.
Jaded. Here, let's read some tweets.
Yeah, read some tweets for Christ's sakes.
At Hey It's Mags writes, I was nervous, but I'm really loving the new dynamic between 12 and Clara. I loved their scene
Me
together in
too.
the
Yes.
Italian restaurant.
Me too. That was so great.
Yeah.
He's like picking on her a little bit,
Yeah,
and she's
that was
sassing
very
back.
cute. That was
yeah,
super
I
cute.
love
Yeah,
it.
there's nothing more important than my egomania. Classic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I love his I'm Scottish, which means I can complain about things.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Yeah. At Zivader writes, great one-liners from the Doctor. Hashtag attack eyebrows. Looking forward to seeing more of this
Yeah.
humor.
Yeah, the eyebrows thing was good.
He
He's
needed
great.
a feature to make fun of.
Yeah.
Like, there was like a thing on like Twitter or something, like they marked down everything that the Doctor noticed on his new appearance. Like Eccleston had the ears, Tennant had the
so he's-
sideburns, chin, and now attack eyebrows.
Eyebrows.
I like that.
Yeah.
At Chelsea Might writes, Deep Breath was classic Moffat. Overwhelming / confusing plot, but lots of hints about the show's future.
Okay.
I mean, I'd like to think classic Moffat is like a great villain device and fucking lots of scares and thrills and ultimately something mind-blowing at the end.
Also,
But-
Not there.
real quick, did the Doctor really trade his watch for the coat, or did he just steal it from the homeless
That's
guy?
another thing that really
I
upsets some
really
people.
hope he didn't trade it. I really
Me
hope
either,
he
because
didn't
because
trade
it's
it.
got to be that
Well,
one,
no,
right?
not
That
the
special
fob watch. Someone was telling me that he was wearing a wristwatch in
Are
the
you
episode.
sure?
I didn't see
Yeah,
that. I knew that
because
the
he was just
Doctor
in his
carried one.
nightgown, so there's no way that he had the fob watch.
If it's
on
this,
him.
if it's that little
Huh.
pocket watch, and I'm gonna.
Yeah,
be
no,
real
it wouldn't
bummed.
be the Gallifreyan fob watch.
Better not be.
All right, so one last thing.
Also, it
because-
should be said though. I mean, did he steal something from someone? Is that
Right,
make
that's
him more
really
of an
fucked up.
asshole?
That scene was like really aggressive.
Yeah, it was.
Like
Yeah.
he was like, "Give me your coat. Give me your coat."
Yeah,
I'm
he was like badgering
"Whoa,
that guy.
Who is this guy? This is
I
not
love
the
that
Doctor."
scene, by the way. I
It was
love
a
that
great
scene when he
scene.
was trying to figure himself out.
Yeah.
I appreciated
Yeah.
that.
But it
for
just
I love
what
when
went
was.
he's
on
like, "Have you ever
forever.
seen this face before?" Yes, I have. Where? Every time I look in the mirror.
Yeah.
It's like, "Grr." So many vaudevillian jokes like that. Remember when he's like, don't look at the mirror, there's someone really angry in there, or something like that.
Yeah. Don't
really,
look in that mirror, it's furious.
It's furious, yeah.
For me, though, the episode didn't kick into any kind of momentum until they were in the Italian restaurant, until they noticed that wonderful moment when they noticed that no one's eating, and we'd been just kind of in there the whole time and we hadn't noticed either. That was really cool. But then we get fucking escape pod skin balloon. And
I mean, it just, it got real convoluted towards the end.
What did you guys think of the doctor ditching Clara?
That was shocking.
What the hell are you
doing?
doing?
That's her inner conflict, and that's the theme of the season. Is like, is he a good man? And also, what does it mean to be with this guy now?
Yeah, but he's the doctor. He was gonna come back.
Yes, but no, thus far during the reboot, nobody's done that before.
Yeah.
He's completely like, oh, you're capable. I'm gonna go over here.
Yeah.
And left her to die.
Essentially.
Yeah.
And you know, I mean, you go back to that first doctor, he abandoned his granddaughter. He left her on another planet because she had found a hunky dude to settle down with. That wasn't even her decision. He was just like, oh, Susan, you'll be fine, Susan.
So maybe they're
Goodbye,
just digging into
Susan.
So
and she's like, take me home. Where are you? Grandpa, no.
All right, let's wrap this up, guys.
Time to marry me.
All right, let's wrap it up.
All right, wait, we got one big plot point to talk about, and we got a tweet to discuss it. At Chloe D. Stewart writes, is that Paradise Garden supposed to be the same as The Girl Who Waited, or does BBC only have one scene? It did look a lot like the one in The Girl Who Waited. Can we talk about Missy? It was Missy or?
I think Missy.
Yeah,
yes.
Missy. So the robot, the cyborg, dies, and he wakes up in paradise in this place that he was expecting to go.
Right.
And this mysterious woman, the woman who had been bringing Clara and the doctor together since the middle of season 7, reveals herself. And I gotta say, and maybe I'm wrong, but I'm throwing it out there, female master.
Oh!
Wow. Female master, because here's the intriguing thing, right? If the doctor has always been this very good person, and the master has always been this very bad person, if we have a doctor who's kind of bad, what does that make the master?
Wow.
And it makes their relationship even more complicated. Now, Missy refers to the doctor as her boyfriend, and I always felt like the master and the doctor kind of have that Batman-Joker relationship, where one can't exist without the other, and the Joker kind of like takes it on as this almost romantic thing. So to me, I'm thinking it's female master, man.
Wow, I mean,
that was great. That would be so cool.
I'm really into it, but I don't know. I feel like it's too soon to tell if Capaldi's really our bad doctor.
Okay, but
Like, I
but
just
there
don't
is
know.
going to be a master, and if it was a female
I'd be
master,
way down
would be
with it.
amazing.
Way cool.
Way down.
Quick thing, what were your thoughts of Matt Smith showing up?
Oh, I thought it was nice. That was definitely for the fans,
You
though.
needed him. No, actually, you didn't need him one more time. You didn't need him one more time. And I thought it was a cop-out. Because Clara...
No, 100% agree.
I don't know about a cop-out.
Clara should have been able to kind of be a grown-up and be like...
But again, if we're thinking outside of the subtext of the story itself and the audience, it really was... It seemed to me like it was literally breaking the fourth wall and talking to the audience. And saying,
that's my
just
point.
get over it. It's gonna be fine.
But that's my point. It's a show of no confidence. It's a show of no confidence. It's saying, we're afraid that if we don't show Matt Smith, people will hate this premiere or people won't watch. It's saying that we don't trust our audience to get on board with the show that we're making. It's saying we don't trust Peter Capaldi to hold their attention.
Maybe
we could have had a phone call.
I don't know about that.
We could have had a phone call
that.
and just held on her side of it. The doctor knows about this phone call because he made it back when he was still Matt Smith. And we could have had that same scene without him.
I feel like look, for me personally, Matt Smith never reached...
You're so mad.
I know, you're so mad. To me, Matt Smith...
It's the same thing as when they put Matt Smith in An Adventure in Time and Space, the TV movie about the formation of Doctor Who, which was about William Hartnell and was about to make me fucking cry with his fucking monologue, and then Matt Smith shows up out of nowhere.
I mean, look...
I love Matt Smith, but fucking stop showing him!
Here's the thing. I personally, Matt Smith never got into my heart like Tennant and Eccleston
Matt
did.
Smith has a very, very.
He's got a good place.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I
connect with him on a person. I mean, because I'm like this. Look at him.
I mean, I get it. I mean, and I liked how wacky he was, but I
connect
feel like
with anyone with long arms.
long arms. And
I
connect with Dulcie.
I needed the wackiness of Tennant more than I needed the wackiness of Matt Smith, though. Like, but what I'm trying to say is that Matt Smith never he didn't grow on me as much as the other doctors did.
Okay.
But when you heard his voice and that call happened, to me it was like, shit, I'm gonna miss him. I am gonna miss Matt Smith.
Okay, that's cool.
And so it kind of gave me that like, okay, I forgot about Matt Smith already, but man, now I'm gonna miss him, and it's definitely just for the audience.
And I get what you're saying about the them not trusting their audience to follow through and watch Capaldi, because Capaldi's still going to do a great job.
He's gonna
no matter
do a
what.
great-
He's
a
going to
great
do a great
actor.
job. But we're dealing with like people who are very young and have a huge crush on
yeah,
Matt Smith, a huge crush, and basically it's just Matt Smith being like, hey, give him a chance.
Yeah.
He's going to be great.
Well, I mean, and it started to make Doctor Who more about, like, who's the next hot guy that's going to lead a girl through time. And it's like, let's get away from this kind of teeny bopper CW, like, Twilight shit. And
It never was.
I mean,
The
look,
fans
I know, but it
turned
was
it into that.
dangerously close
Yeah.
to that. And we've got, it dangerously close. And I feel like bringing Capaldi in is going to bring the show back to this kind of, I don't know, classiness in a sense. I don't know. Maybe that's the word. I don't know what the word is.
Moffat's behind it though, so I don't know what's gonna happen.
I don't know. We'll just have to
I don't
see.
know. I hear rumors that he's out by the end of this season.
But we'll see. I mean, that they're probably just saying that to cover their ass.
I don't know.
Well, anyway, let's end the show. It's way too soon to really judge Capaldi. I'm on board. I'm ready. I want to see what the wacky shit Moffat does with this season.
Do we want to say what next week's episode is? We know the title.
What's the title?
Okay, spoiler alert. Have I said it early enough? I'll give you another 5 seconds to stop watching. The next episode is called Into the Dalek. And we go apparently inside of a Dalek to save something or do something.
I hope it's like Fantastic Voyage and they're like swimming around in a little boat. All right, well, thank you guys so much for watching. This is so exciting. I'm so happy we're finally dealing with Doctor Who on the Nerd Channel. Very excited. Thank you guys for making this happen too, and can't wait to see you next time. Let's talk in the comment section. Let's nerd out about all the fun things. Please. And please let us know if there's stuff we missed so we can talk about it down there as well. Like and subscribe, all that fun stuff. I'm Steve Zaragoza.
I'm Matt Lieberman.
I'm Sam Basher.
Guys, Doctor Who's back.
It's back.
Oh, what do you think of the new TARDIS?
It's great. I like it.
It's better. I like the round things. Also, I love the new title sequence.
Me too!
Yes,